Hello, my friend. I am so glad you are here tonight. You've chosen to slow down, to step away from the noise of the day, and to let yourself drift into the calm of the universe. Wherever you are, lying in bed, resting in your favorite chair, or simply pausing for a quiet moment, you are welcome. Take a slow breath in and let it go. Let your shoulders soften. Let your thoughts quiet down and allow yourself to feel the gentle presence of time itself, stretching endlessly behind you and endlessly ahead of you, like the stars above. Tonight we begin a journey together, not through busy streets or noisy places, but through the soft and infinite reaches of the cosmos where silence reigns, where light travels patiently across unimaginable distances, where everything is vast and yet everything is calm. The universe has always been here, long before us, long before our ancestors even dreamed of fire or language. The stars you see above began their journeys millions of years ago, their light traveling tirelessly through the dark just to reach you in this moment. Think about that for a moment. The light that touches your eyes tonight may have left its star before humans even existed. It has been moving silently, steadily, across the void, carrying no urgency, no burden, only presence. And now, as you rest here, you become part of that same story, a quiet witness to eternity. Did you know that our own galaxy, the Milky Way, is a vast spiral of stars stretching more than 100,000 light-years across? And within it, more than 100 billion stars glow. Yet despite that immensity, we move together, cradled by gravity, carried through space at unimaginable speed, more than 2 million kilometers per hour, without ever feeling motion. To live in the Milky Way is to be part of a silent river, flowing forever, carrying us into the unknown. And in that knowledge there is peace, for just as the galaxy moves without effort, you too may allow yourself to drift without strain, carried gently by the rhythm of rest. The silence of space itself is one of its most soothing truths. Sound cannot travel where there is no air, no medium to carry vibrations. Out there, beyond our atmosphere, even the loudest explosion would be swallowed into nothingness. Space is quiet, perfectly, eternally, endlessly quiet. To imagine that silence is to imagine peace itself. No noise, no demand, only stillness. Tonight, as you listen, you can let that silence enter you, surrounding your thoughts, softening them, until you too become part of that cosmic hush. And even though silence reigns, the universe is never empty. Clouds of gas stretch like rivers of color across light years, birthing new stars in hidden nurseries. Entire galaxies collide slowly, gracefully, their stars passing by one another without ever touching, their dances taking billions of years. Comets drift with icy tails that glow when they near the sun. Asteroids tumble quietly. Planets orbit with patient rhythm. All of it happens in silence, in slow motion, with no urgency, no rush. Space moves at the pace of eternity, and tonight, so can you. As you lie here, you might picture Earth itself, our small blue planet, suspended in that endless dark. From space, Earth is delicate, a fragile sphere of oceans and clouds, turning slowly beneath sunlight. Astronauts who have seen it describe a profound calm, a sense of connection, of unity, of peace. To them, borders vanish, noise fades, and only beauty remains. You too can feel that tonight, even without leaving your bed. Imagine yourself floating just above Earth, watching clouds swirl, watching oceans shimmer, watching night fall gently over continents. From there, every worry feels small, every thought grows lighter, every breath becomes calm. Here's another soft truth: every atom in your body was forged in stars. The iron in your blood, The calcium in your bones, the oxygen you breathe, all of it was born when ancient stars exploded, scattering their elements across space. You are literally made of stardust. To think of that is not to feel small, but to feel infinite. To realize that you are part of the same universe you gaze upon, that the stars are not distant strangers but your own family, your own history. And if the stars can rest for billions of years, glowing quietly, then surely you too can rest tonight, glowing softly within your own silence. And now, my friend, I gently invite you, if you feel comfort in these words, if this journey helps you find peace, to share it. You may softly press like, you may leave a comment with your own reflections, you may subscribe so that new journeys will return to you, and you may share this video with someone who also needs calm. Think of it not as a task but as a gift, a way of passing along a small star of your own, a quiet light in the night. So breathe again, slowly. Inhale and exhale. Let your body sink deeper. Let your thoughts drift further. The universe is vast, patient, kind. You are safe here. You are steady. You are exactly where you need to be. Tonight, the stars will cradle you. Tonight, the galaxy will carry you. Tonight, you will sleep. Block 2, drifting among the stars. Welcome back, my friend. You are still here, resting, breathing, letting the universe unfold around you like a vast and gentle blanket. Your eyes may be heavy, your body warm and soft, but your mind is free to drift outward, carried through space where stars wait in silence. Each star is a sun, glowing with quiet fire, some small and steady, some immense and radiant, yet all of them patient, calm, existing for billions of years. Tonight we move among them, not hurried, not searching, simply drifting, gathering gentle truths as we go, truths that soothe rather than startle, truths that guide rather than demand. Did you know that stars come in colors? Not just the white points we see with our eyes, but true shades of red, orange, yellow, blue, even violet. Their colors depend on their temperature. Red stars burn cooler, blue stars burn hotter, and each hue glows softly across the vast night. Imagine lying beneath such a sky where every star reveals its true shade, a cosmic tapestry of colors flowing across darkness. The thought of it alone is calming, for the universe does not rush to show its beauty. It reveals it slowly over time, as our eyes learn to see. Another gentle truth: stars are not scattered randomly, but gather into galaxies, vast families of hundreds of billions, bound together by gravity. Our own Milky Way is just one of trillions in the universe, a quiet spiral turning slowly, patiently, like a great wheel in silence. And between galaxies lies not chaos but calm, dark expanses where light travels undisturbed, carrying with it the memory of stars. To imagine drifting there between galaxies is to imagine pure stillness, a silence deeper than any you have ever known, a rest more complete than any you have ever felt. And here's something soothing. The closest star to us after the Sun is Proxima Centauri, just over 4 light years away. Its light takes more than 4 years to reach us, which means when we see it not as it is now, but as it was years ago. Every star is like this, every point of light a message from the past, proof that the universe always carries memory forward. To think of that is to remember that nothing is lost, not truly, for even when moments pass, their light still travels, still lingers, still reaches us. And so do your own moments, your own memories, gentle lights drifting across the sky of your mind, always present, always calm. Did you know that stars can sing? Not with voices, but with vibrations. Their surfaces ripple and pulse, sending waves through their plasma, waves that can be measured and translated into sound. If we could listen, each star would hum with its own tone, a cosmic symphony too deep for human ears but no less real. Imagine lying here tonight, surrounded by stars, each one humming softly, their voices blending into a lullaby for the universe. Even without hearing, you can feel it, a harmony of light and silence carrying you deeper into rest. And when stars reach the end of their lives, some grow into red giants, swelling enormous, their light glowing deep and steady, while others collapse into white dwarfs, tiny but still glowing softly for billions of years more. Nothing in space disappears quickly. Everything fades slowly, gently, patiently. Even the death of a star is not chaos, but transformation, not noise, but quiet change. The universe teaches us that endings are not abrupt. They are simply another kind of rest. And tonight, you too may allow yourself to rest without fear, without resistance, simply letting go. Another calming fact: the Milky Way itself drifts toward another galaxy, Andromeda, and in billions of years, they will merge. But this is not something to fear. When galaxies collide, their stars almost never touch. Instead, they pass through one another, rearranging into new shapes, new spirals, new patterns. Imagine that. Two vast galaxies meeting in silence, dancing together for billions of years, creating beauty without destruction, harmony without noise. Even the largest collisions in the universe unfold as graceful movements. And in knowing that, we too can feel graceful in our own quiet transformations. So breathe again, slowly. Inhale and let your breath expand like the light of a star. Exhale and let it drift away, soft as starlight fading across the sky. You are here, safe, steady, embraced by the silence of galaxies. Each fact you hear is not just knowledge but a lullaby, a gentle reminder that the universe moves slowly, calmly, endlessly, and that you too may rest in that rhythm. Tonight you are not alone. The stars are with you, the galaxies are with you. The universe itself is with you, carrying you quietly, endlessly, into sleep. Block 3. The gentle orbits of planets and moons. Hello again, my friend. You are still here, breathing slowly, resting deeply, drifting further into the calm rhythm of the universe. The stars we visited continue to glow softly above, but now we turn our gaze a little closer, toward the quiet dance of planets and moons. They move not with noise or chaos, but with patient circles, endless orbits, a steady rhythm that has carried on for billions of years. To think of planets is to think of serenity itself, spheres of stone, gas, and ice drifting endlessly around their suns, each orbit a lullaby written in gravity, each revolution a heartbeat of eternity. Our own planet, Earth, spins gently on its axis, turning once every 24 hours. Yet as fast as it moves, nearly 1,600 kilometers per hour at the equator, we feel nothing. The ground beneath us is steady, calm, cradling us in invisible motion. At the same time, Earth orbits the Sun once every year, traveling nearly 100 million kilometers in its path. Yet this too is silent, effortless. To rest tonight is to join that same rhythm, to let yourself be carried by motions too vast to feel, to surrender to the steady calm of orbits. Did you know that Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system, is so big that more than 1,000 Earths could fit inside it? And yet, despite its size, it spins faster than any other planet, completing a day in just under 10 hours. Imagine that. An enormous world, striped with clouds and storms, turning swiftly yet in silence. Even its great red spot, a storm larger than Earth itself, has been swirling for centuries, not as destruction but as persistence, a reminder that even the most powerful forces of nature can endure quietly, endlessly, without urgency. And Saturn, with its rings of ice and dust, is perhaps the most graceful of all. Its rings stretch wide, thin as whispers, glowing softly in sunlight. To picture Saturn is to picture elegance itself, a world surrounded by circles, a planet dressed in harmony. If you could drift near its rings, you would see countless tiny pieces of ice and rock, each one glinting softly, orbiting together, forming beauty not through noise but through cooperation. And as you imagine that, you too may feel yourself as part of a greater harmony. Each breath a small piece of a larger rhythm, each thought a gentle orbit within the calm of your mind. And then there are the moons. Did you know that Jupiter alone has more than 90 moons, each one unique, each one a world of its own? One of them, Europa, hides an ocean beneath its icy crust, an ocean larger than all the oceans of Earth combined. To imagine Europa is to imagine silence, a frozen surface stretching endlessly, and beneath it, a vast sea cradled in darkness, waiting quietly, patiently, untouched for billions of years. Even in places we may never visit, the universe keeps secrets of calm. Oceans that rest forever beneath ice. Saturn too has moons, and one of them, Titan, is larger than the planet Mercury. It has lakes and rivers not of water, but of liquid methane flowing softly across its surface. To imagine standing there is to imagine an alien calm, orange skies, faint light, rivers moving slowly, lakes shimmering quietly in the cold. Titan reminds us that beauty comes in many forms, not just familiar ones, and that calm can be found even in strange and distant places. Our own moon, the companion that drifts above us night after night, is a reminder of presence. For billions of years it has circled Earth, always showing us the same face, always glowing softly in reflected sunlight. Its craters and plains are etched with time, silent witnesses to cosmic history. And yet, when you look at the moon, what you feel is not history, but peace. The moon has always been there, watching, steady, constant. Tonight, as you rest, it is watching still, a guardian of your sleep, a light in the dark that asks nothing, that gives only calm. And did you know that Mars, the red planet, has seasons like Earth caused by its tilted axis? It has polar ice caps that grow and shrink with the passing of time, breathing slowly, patiently, in a rhythm of years. To imagine Mars is to imagine a world quiet and cold, its deserts vast, its skies soft with dust, its mountains rising higher than any on Earth. Olympus Mons, the tallest volcano in the solar system, towers silently, 3 times higher than Mount Everest. Yet it does not erupt now, it does not roar, it rests, a sleeping giant beneath the stars. Even the outermost planets, Uranus and Neptune, add to this calm. Uranus spins on its side, as if it had tipped over long ago, rolling slowly through its orbit, serene and strange. Neptune, deep blue and distant, hums with winds faster than any on Earth. Yet even they move in silence, unheard in the void, unseen except as shifting clouds of calm. To think of these worlds is to think of patience, of endurance, of beauty existing far away, waiting quietly, needing nothing from us but acknowledgement. So breathe again, slowly. Let your breath be like an orbit, returning always, steady, circular, infinite. The planets and moons drift endlessly, their motions calm, their silence eternal. You too are part of that dance tonight, carried in your own orbit of rest, circling gently toward dreams. Block 4, the cradles of nebulas. Welcome once again, my friend. You are still here, resting, drifting, breathing slowly as the universe unfolds around you. We have floated past the calm rhythm of planets and moons, their endless orbit steady and patient, and now we move deeper into the clouds of the cosmos. These are nebulas, vast regions of gas and dust, stretched across light years, glowing softly in the light of newborn stars. They are the cradles of creation, nurseries where stars are born, where light first awakens, where silence hums with new beginnings. To think of nebulas is to think of calm itself, for they are not explosions or noise, but slow gatherings, gentle flows, timeless breaths of the universe. Did you know that one of the most famous nebulas, the Orion Nebula, can be seen with the naked eye from Earth? A faint patch of light hanging in Orion's sword. Yet what appears small to us is in truth vast, more than 24 light-years across, holding thousands of young stars. Imagine drifting inside it, surrounded by glowing clouds of pink and purple, green and blue, dust shimmering like mist, stars twinkling faintly through veils of gas. It would feel like floating in a dream, where every color is soft, every light is calm, every breath is steady. Another gentle truth. Stars are born when clouds of gas collapse under gravity, squeezing tighter and tighter until the pressure ignites nuclear fire. But this process is not fast. It takes millions of years, ages upon ages, for a star to form. Nothing hurries in the universe. Everything unfolds in patience. To imagine a star being born is to imagine watching a flower bloom in slow motion, but stretched across eternity. It is a reminder that nothing worth existing ever rushes, that even creation itself takes its time. And tonight, you too may take your time, resting as slowly as you need, drifting into sleep without hurry. The Eagle Nebula holds one of the most famous regions in space, called the Pillars of Creation. Towering columns of gas and dust where new stars form inside. They stretch like mountains, but made not of stone, but of mist, fragile and strong at once, glowing softly in the light of nearby stars. To see them is to feel awe, but also calm, for they remind us that creation itself is quiet, that beginnings are gentle, that the universe builds beauty not in noise but in silence. Did you know that some nebulas are formed not at the beginning of stars, but at their end? When stars like our sun grow old, they shed their outer layers, creating planetary nebulas, glowing shells of gas surrounding a fading star. The Ring Nebula, the Helix Nebula, the Dumbbell Nebula, all are examples of this, places where endings become beginnings, where death is not chaos but transformation into beauty. To think of that is to think of rest, to realize that even when one thing ends, another form of beauty begins, soft and calm. Supernova remnants too become nebulas, vast clouds left behind when massive stars explode. The Crab Nebula, for example, is the remains of a star that went supernova nearly 1,000 years ago, its light reaching Earth in the year 1054. Inside it now lies a pulsar, a star's heart still beating, sending out pulses of energy in steady rhythm. To imagine it is to imagine resilience, persistence, endurance beyond destruction. Even in endings, the universe hums with calm, reminding us that nothing is truly lost, only changed. And there are dark nebulas too, like the Horsehead Nebula, where dust is so thick it blocks light, creating shapes against glowing backgrounds. These are not frightening shadows, but resting places, silent pauses where light gathers, waiting to be released. They are reminders that silence has depth, that rest itself can hold beauty, that even darkness can cradle new light. So breathe again, slowly, as if you were part of a nebula yourself, a cloud of calm drifting through space. Inhale, and feel yourself expand like gas stretching across light years. Exhale, and feel yourself soften, sink, and rest. You are safe, you are steady, you are part of the universe's own patience. The nebulas remind us that we too are clouds of stardust, gathered into form, glowing softly in silence. And as you drift deeper tonight, let the Orion Nebula glow in your mind. Let the pillars of creation rise gently around you. Let the Ring Nebula shimmer softly in your thoughts. Let them cradle you as they cradle stars, carrying you slowly, patiently, into sleep. Block 5, The Quiet Mystery of Black Holes. Hello again, my friend. You are still here, breathing slowly, letting each word settle like starlight on calm water. We have drifted among nebulas, the cradles of stars, where clouds glow and patience reigns. Now we move deeper, toward one of the universe's greatest mysteries, a place that sounds frightening when spoken of quickly, but when considered with calm, becomes one of the most serene truths of all, the black hole. These are not monsters tearing at the fabric of existence, but silent wells of gravity, invisible cradles where even light cannot escape, places so calm that nothing stirs outward. Everything rests within. Did you know that at the center of almost every galaxy lies a supermassive black hole? The Milky Way itself has one, called Sagittarius A, a quiet giant 4 million times the mass of our Sun. And yet, from here on Earth, you feel nothing of its pull. It rests at the heart of the galaxy, holding the stars in orbit, steady, silent, patient. Imagine it now, not as a threat, but as an anchor, a point of calm at the center of spirals, a stillness so deep that even light bows into it. Another gentle truth. Black holes are formed when massive stars collapse, their cores shrinking into a point where gravity grows infinite. But this collapse is not quick destruction. It is transformation, a new state of being, as if the star, after burning brightly for millions of years, decides at last to rest, to fold into itself, to become silence. In that way, black holes are not ends but meditations, not noise but depth, not violence but stillness. And though we cannot see them directly, black holes reveal themselves through their influence. They bend light, curve space, pull stars into orbits that dance around their invisible edges. This bending of light is called gravitational lensing, and it allows us to see the universe behind them, magnified and curved. Imagine that, even in silence, even in invisibility, black holes help us see more, opening our eyes to distant galaxies, letting light reach us from places otherwise hidden. They are reminders that even silence can reveal beauty, even stillness can open vision. Did you know that time itself slows near a black hole? The closer you approach, the slower time flows. Until at the edge, what scientists call the event horizon, time nearly stops from an outside view. To think of that is to think of pure rest, a place where time no longer hurries, where every moment stretches into eternity, where rushing ends and calm begins. Perhaps that is why black holes soothe the imagination, for they are reminders that we too can let go of hurry, that we can rest in timelessness, that we can sleep as if time itself has paused. Another calming thought. Despite their mystery, black holes are not endless destroyers. Space is vast, and stars, planets, and galaxies live their lives far from their reach. The universe is not filled with chaos, but with balance, with structure, with orbits and rhythms that carry on unaffected. Black holes are not everywhere. They are simply part of the cosmic balance, anchors of gravity that shape galaxies without noise, without fuss, without drama. And even the most famous image of a black hole, captured in 2019, shows not violence but beauty. A glowing ring of light bent around darkness, soft as fire seen through mist, steady as a candle in the void. To look at it is to feel awe, but also calm, for the image does not shout. it whispers. It tells us that the universe is vast, mysterious, and gentle. Beyond black holes lies even deeper mystery, the fabric of space itself. Scientists speak of dark matter and dark energy, unseen forces that shape the cosmos, making up most of what exists. Yet we do not see them, we do not hear them, we do not touch them. They are invisible presences, quiet and constant, guiding galaxies, expanding space, carrying everything outward. To imagine them is to imagine being held by unseen hands, steady and patient, supporting everything without needing recognition. They are reminders that we too are supported, that we too are carried by forces unseen but real. So breathe again, slowly. Inhale and imagine time itself stretching, slowing, calming. Exhale and let every worry fall into silence, pulled away like light into stillness. You are here, safe, steady, resting at the edge of mystery. The black holes do not threaten you, they comfort you, reminding you that silence is deep, that stillness is endless, that even the universe rests. And tonight, as you drift into dreams, let the thought of these silent giants anchor you, like Sagittarius A anchors our galaxy. Let them hold you steady. Let them remind you that rest is natural, that time can pause, that silence is eternal. The universe is not rushing, and neither must you. You are free to sleep. Block 6, The Wandering Messengers of the Cosmos. Welcome back, my friend. You are still here, breathing slowly, drifting gently, carried deeper into the rhythm of the universe. We have floated past black holes, those anchors of silence where even time itself seems to pause. And now we turn our gaze towards smaller travelers, the wanderers of the cosmos, comets, asteroids, and the countless objects that drift endlessly through space. They may seem small compared to galaxies and stars, but their journeys are long, patient, and quiet, unfolding across millions and even billions of years. They are the messengers of the cosmos, carrying within them the memory of creation, silent fragments of eternity still moving, still glowing, still whispering across the void. Did you know that comets are sometimes called dirty snowballs? They are made of ice, dust, and rock, remnants from the birth of the solar system more than 4 billion years ago. Most of the time they drift invisibly, far from the sun in the deep cold of space. But when their paths bring them closer, the heat of sunlight makes their ice begin to glow, forming tails of gas and dust that stretch for millions of kilometers. Imagine that, a small frozen fragment suddenly dressed in a glowing veil, trailing light behind it like a soft brushstroke across the night sky. To see a comet is to see not chaos, but grace, a reminder that even the simplest things can shine when touched by light. Another gentle truth: comets always have 2 tails, one made of gas and one of dust, each pushed by solar winds and light. They drift behind the nucleus, soft and faint, bending gently with the sun's invisible breath. No 2 comets look exactly the same, each one glowing uniquely, each one painting the sky in its own quiet way. To imagine them is to imagine freedom, the freedom to wander endlessly, to move slowly, gracefully, with no rush, no hurry, only presence. Asteroids too are wanderers, rocky remnants of the solar system's earliest days. Most lie in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, orbiting quietly, circling the sun in steady rhythm. They do not roar, they do not demand. They simply exist, countless stones drifting together, forming a silent river of rock across space. Some are small as pebbles, others large as mountains, but all are patient, all are calm, all are reminders that even the smallest fragments endure for billions of years without hurry. Did you know that some asteroids are so rich in metal that they contain more iron, nickel, and gold than all of Earth's reserves combined? Yet they remain out there, untouched, drifting. The universe holds its treasures not as possessions, but as presence. It does not cling, it lets them drift. And in that truth there is calm, for it reminds us that we too can let go, that we too can allow our thoughts and worries to drift, not clung to, not forced, simply released into silence. And then there are meteoroids, smaller fragments that sometimes enter Earth's atmosphere, burning brightly as meteors, what we call shooting stars. These streaks of light last only seconds, yet their memory lingers, and wishes are made upon them. Imagine lying beneath a dark sky, watching meteors fall like whispers of light, each one a grain of cosmic dust glowing for a brief moment before fading into night. They are not frightening. They are gentle, fleeting, reminders of impermanence, sparks of calm passing overhead. Beyond comets and asteroids, the universe holds other wanderers too. Rogue planets, worlds not bound to any star, drifting alone through the dark. Imagine them, massive spheres of rock or gas, traveling endlessly. No sun to warm them, no orbit to hold them, yet steady in their solitude, patient in their silence. They are like thoughts drifting through the mind, unanchored, untethered, passing softly before fading into rest. Even smaller still are the grains of interstellar dust, tiny particles floating between stars, carried by the breath of the galaxy. They are almost invisible, yet when gathered, they form the glowing clouds of nebulas, the soft veils of starlight, the seeds of new worlds. To think of them is to think of whispers, countless, quiet, almost unnoticed, yet together creating beauty vast enough to cradle stars. So breathe again, slowly. Inhale and picture a comet glowing softly as it arcs across the sky. Exhale and imagine an asteroid drifting quietly in its orbit, steady and patient. Inhale and see a meteor streak across darkness, a fleeting spark of calm. Exhale, and let your thoughts wander too, drifting like dust, glowing softly before fading into silence. The wanderers of the cosmos remind us that movement can be calm, that journeys need not be rushed, that even in drifting we are steady, even in solitude we are whole. Tonight, as you rest, let comets and asteroids accompany you, their silence your silence, their endless patience your own. You are part of their journey, part of their calm, part of their rest. Block 7, the silent beauty of distant moons. Hello again, my friend. You are still here, breathing slowly, letting the calm of the universe carry you deeper into rest. We have drifted with comets and asteroids, the wanderers of the cosmos, and now we turn toward companions more secret, more hidden, the distant moons of the outer solar system. These are worlds unto themselves, orbiting silently, each one unique, each one holding mysteries not of noise or chaos, but of quiet endurance. To think of them is to imagine not just orbits, but entire landscapes of calm, frozen seas, hidden oceans, skies dim with faraway sunlight, all existing patiently, steadily, waiting in silence. Did you know that Europa, one of Jupiter's largest moons, is covered in ice? Its surface smooth and bright, crisscrossed with cracks and ridges. Beneath that ice lies an ocean of liquid water, kept warm by the moon's inner heat, an ocean deeper than all the oceans of Earth combined. Imagine that, a vast sea hidden under silence, untouched by wind or sun, existing for billions of years in calm darkness. To rest tonight is to rest like that ocean, deep, steady, unbroken, endless. Another gentle truth: Ganymede, also circling Jupiter, is the largest moon in the solar system, even larger than the planet Mercury. It has its own magnetic field, the only moon known to have one, creating auroras that shimmer softly at its poles. Picture that, lights dancing across a frozen world unseen by human eyes, glowing silently beneath the stars. To imagine Ganymede is to imagine a quiet giant, steady and luminous, a guardian of calm in the outer dark. Callisto, another of Jupiter's companions, is one of the most heavily cratered worlds we know, its surface marked by billions of years of impacts. Yet despite its scars, it rests quietly, orbiting in silence, unchanged, enduring. Callisto reminds us that marks do not erase beauty, that history does not diminish calm. Even a world covered in craters glows softly beneath the stars, steady in its orbit, patient in its presence. Saturn, too, holds wonders in its moons. Titan, with its thick orange atmosphere, is a world of lakes and rivers, not of water, but of liquid methane, flowing gently across its frozen plains. Imagine standing on Titan, beneath a dim golden sky, watching rivers drift slowly. Lakes glisten softly in the cold, everything moving in silence. It would feel alien, but also serene, a reminder that calm exists in forms beyond what we know. Enceladus, smaller but no less wondrous, is a moon of ice that sprays water vapor into space from cracks near its south pole. These plumes rise like fountains, glittering in sunlight, creating a halo around the moon. Beneath its icy crust lies another hidden ocean, a world of water and silence. To imagine Enceladus is to imagine purity, a pearl of ice glowing softly in the darkness, whispering secrets into space. And then there is Triton, Neptune's largest moon, a world that orbits backward opposite the rotation of its planet. Its surface is covered in frozen nitrogen, and geysers erupt softly, sending plumes into its thin atmosphere. Imagine that. Ice rising gently from the ground, drifting upward in silence, settling again like snow. Triton is distant, cold, but not empty. It is alive in its own quiet rhythm, a reminder that even at the edge of the solar system, beauty rests patiently. Did you know that Pluto, once called the 9th planet, has 5 moons, the largest of which is Charon? Charon is so large compared to Pluto that the two are sometimes described as a double planet, orbiting together around a point between them. Imagine them, locked in eternal dance, turning slowly, patiently, bound by gravity and companionship. They are not alone. They are together, moving as one through silence. And beyond Pluto lies the Kuiper Belt, filled with countless icy worlds, some with moons of their own, all orbiting far from the sun. These are the most patient of companions, moving slowly, dimly lit, existing at the edge of light. To imagine them is to imagine whispers, tiny voices carried in silence telling stories of the beginning of the solar system, stories that continue still, steady, unbroken. So breathe again, slowly. Inhale and picture Europa's ocean resting beneath its ice. Exhale and imagine Titan's rivers flowing gently under a golden sky. Inhale and see Enceladus spraying fountains of water into space. Exhale and drift with Pluto and Charon, bound in their endless dance. You are part of their calm now, part of their silence, part of their patience. The distant moons remind us that beauty does not need to be loud, that presence does not need to be bright, that silence itself holds wonder. Tonight, as you drift deeper into sleep, let these moons watch over you, steady as guardians, patient as companions, glowing softly in the endless night. Block 8, the dancing lights of planetary skies. Hello once more, my friend. You are still here, resting, breathing in rhythm with the calm of the universe, letting your body soften while your imagination drifts outward. We have wandered among distant moons, each one unique and silent in its beauty. And now we lift our gaze to the skies above worlds, to the atmospheres that shimmer and glow, to the auroras that dance like gentle curtains of light. These are not storms of noise or chaos, but spectacles of peace. Colors flowing softly, gliding slowly. A ballet of the cosmos played upon the canvas of night. Did you know that auroras on Earth are caused by particles from the sun colliding with our atmosphere, creating glowing waves of green, purple, red, and blue? They ripple near the poles, like veils of light drifting in the sky. Imagine lying beneath them, the air cool, the world quiet, the sky alive with shimmering colors. They move without sound, without urgency, as if the universe itself were painting softly in the dark. To see an aurora is to witness serenity made visible, a reminder that even storms of energy can be transformed into beauty. Even turbulence can glow in peace, and Earth is not alone. Other planets too have auroras. Jupiter's magnetic field, the strongest of any planet in our solar system, creates auroras far larger than Earth itself, glowing near its poles in ultraviolet light. Though invisible to our eyes, they are real, vast circles of calm fire wrapping around the giant planet. To imagine them is to imagine silence on a scale almost too great to comprehend. Light flowing endlessly in patterns unseen but steady. Saturn too has auroras, glowing in rings of blue and purple, shimmering above its golden clouds. They are shaped not just by solar winds but also by the planet's own moons, especially Enceladus, which sends streams of water vapor into space that interact with Saturn's magnetic field. Imagine that. A moon and planet working together, creating beauty not through conflict but through harmony, through gentle cooperation. It is a reminder that even in silence, relationships endure, connections form, and beauty flows. Even Uranus and Neptune, distant and cold, have auroras. Their magnetic fields are tilted, twisted, making the lights dance in unusual patterns, shimmering unpredictably, glowing softly in the far reaches of the solar system. To imagine them is to imagine lanterns flickering in distant darkness, faint but patient, a promise that even at the edge of light, beauty remains. Atmospheres themselves are wonders of calm. Did you know that Venus, though shrouded in thick clouds, glows with a gentle twilight even during its endless day? Its skies are orange and golden, diffusing light in ways unlike Earth. Imagine standing there, bathed in soft golden haze, everything blurred, everything quiet, as though the whole world had become a single sunset stretched forever. On Mars, the sky is tinted pink and butterscotch, the thin air scattering sunlight into gentle tones. At sunset, the colors reverse and the horizon glows blue. Imagine that, a world of red deserts where the sky turns blue at evening, a reversal of Earth's rhythm, yet no less calm, no less beautiful. The Martian sky is a place of subtlety, of soft transitions, of patient hues. And on Titan, Saturn's great moon, the atmosphere is thick with orange haze, sunlight dim, muted, filtered until everything feels dreamlike. To imagine walking there is to imagine living inside twilight, where no light is harsh, where everything is softened, where every step is wrapped in calm. Titan's atmosphere whispers that sometimes beauty is not in brightness, but in gentleness, not in clarity, but in softness. Even on Earth, we sometimes forget the calm of our own skies, the way clouds drift slowly, changing shape with no urgency, the way twilight fades gradually, colors dissolving into one another like watercolors blending on canvas, the way night falls not as a curtain but as a soft embrace, stars appearing one by one, patient, steady, constant. To watch the sky is to watch calm itself, and to remember that we too are part of its rhythm. So breathe again, slowly. Inhale and imagine an aurora rippling gently across the sky. Exhale and picture Saturn glowing beneath rings of purple light. Inhale and drift with Mars as its horizon glows blue at sunset. Exhale and feel yourself inside Titan's golden haze, soft and dreamlike. The skies of the planets are gifts, reminders that beauty is everywhere, that calm flows even in energy, that light itself dances in silence. Tonight, as you rest, let those lights dance within you. Let auroras ripple across your thoughts. Let atmospheres soften your dreams. Let every glow remind you that you are part of the universe, part of its calm, part of its endless night. Block 9, the gentle pull of cosmic tides. Hello once more, my friend. You are still here, resting in silence, your breath slow, your body soft, your mind drifting further into the calm of the universe. We have gazed upon auroras, soft lights painting the skies of worlds, and now we turn to something unseen yet always present. The quiet force of gravity, the gentle pull that shapes everything, the invisible embrace that holds stars, planets, moons, and galaxies in their endless dance. Gravity is not loud, not forceful in the way we often imagine. It is patient, persistent, steady, guiding without hurry, holding without demand. To feel gravity is to feel a hand beneath you, steadying, supporting, keeping you safe. Did you know that the tides of Earth's oceans are caused by the pull of the moon and the sun? Twice each day the seas rise and fall, their waters shifting in rhythm with celestial bodies above. Imagine standing on a quiet shore, the water brushing against sand, moving in and out, a heartbeat of the planet itself. That rhythm is gravity's whisper, an invisible link between earth and sky, between land and sea, between us and the moon. To know this is to feel connected, not separate, part of a greater dance that has been unfolding for billions of years. Another gentle truth: gravity binds the planets to the sun, keeping them in their orbits, guiding them with invisible strings. Without gravity, Earth would drift away into cold darkness, but with it, we remain warm, steady, turning endlessly, always returning to the light. It is not a cage, but a cradle, not a prison, but a path. To think of orbits is to think of comfort, of repetition, of cycles that bring steadiness. Every sunrise you see is gravity's gift, every season its patient work. And it is not only Earth that feels this pull. Jupiter's gravity, immense and steady, protects the inner solar system by catching comets and asteroids, pulling them away from Earth. It is a guardian we rarely notice, a shield that has kept our world safe more times than we can count. Imagine that, a giant planet glowing with storms, serving as silent protector, asking nothing in return, only keeping watch. The universe holds guardians we cannot see, forces that work quietly for our good. Gravity also shapes moons. Did you know that many moons are locked in what is called tidal locking, always showing the same face to their planet? Our own moon is like this. For billions of years, it has turned in such perfect rhythm that we see only one side, while the other faces away. This is not chance, but gravity's slow, patient work, guiding rotation until balance is found. There is peace in that, a reminder that even in constant motion, stillness can emerge, harmony can be reached. Another soothing truth: galaxies themselves are bound by gravity, stars orbiting their centers, clusters bound to clusters, superclusters weaving into the cosmic web. On the largest scales, the universe looks like a net of light, filaments of galaxies stretched across darkness, all held together by invisible forces. Imagine drifting through that web, each thread glowing faintly, each knot a galaxy of billions of stars, all connected, all steady, all patient. To think of it is to realize that nothing is alone. Everything belongs. Everything is part of a greater whole. And yet gravity is also gentle enough to shape the smallest things. It holds you now to the earth, pressing you softly into bed, anchoring you as you rest. The same force that guides galaxies also cradles you in this moment. It is not separate, it is the same. The hand that moves stars is the same hand that steadies your breath. The connection between you and the universe is real, constant, unbroken. Did you know that even black holes, those mysterious wells of silence, are simply gravity at its most intense? They are not separate from the universe's rhythm. They are its purest expression, its deepest calm. And when stars dance around black holes, their light curving in arcs of beauty, we are reminded that gravity does not destroy. It choreographs, it directs, it arranges the universe into harmony. So breathe again, slowly. Inhale and feel the tide of your own breath rise like the ocean under the moon. Exhale and let it fall again, calm, steady, eternal. Inhale and imagine galaxies held together by invisible threads. Exhale and feel yourself held too, steady in gravity's embrace. You are part of the cosmic dance, part of the universal rhythm, part of the gentle pull that unites everything. Tonight, as you drift deeper, let gravity cradle you. Let the tides of your breath guide you. Let the invisible embrace of the cosmos remind you that you are safe. You are steady. You are held forever in calm. Block 10, the endless journey of starlight. Hello again, my friend. You are still here, resting deeply. Your breath flowing gently, your mind drifting like a small vessel across the ocean of the universe. We have felt the steady pull of gravity, the invisible embrace that holds everything in balance. And now we turn our attention to something more delicate, more fragile, yet no less eternal. The light of the stars. Light is patient. Light is soft. Light travels across darkness not in haste, but in quiet persistence, moving steadily for millions or billions of years, carrying stories from the past into our present. To imagine light is to imagine endurance, beauty, and peace, all woven into one endless thread. Did you know that when you look at the stars tonight, you are looking back in time? The light from the nearest star, Proxima Centauri, takes more than 4 years to reach us. The light from stars in the Orion Nebula has traveled for more than 1,000 years. The light from the Andromeda Galaxy began its journey more than 2 million years ago. Every twinkle in the sky is not just a point of brightness. It is a memory, a message from long ago, arriving now, quietly, steadily, in perfect timing. Another gentle truth. Photons, the particles of light, have no mass. They are weightless, yet they carry energy across the cosmos. They move at the speed of light, nearly 300,000 kilometers every second, never tiring, never slowing, simply existing in motion. Imagine that, tiny sparks born in the heart of stars, flying endlessly through space, passing planets and moons, weaving through galaxies, until at last they touch your eyes. You are a witness to their journey, the final resting place of light that began before your life, before human history, before so many things you can imagine. The sun, too, shares its light patiently. Did you know that it takes about 8 minutes for sunlight to travel from the surface of the sun to Earth? But before that, the photons spend thousands of years moving slowly from the sun's core, bouncing, scattering, inching outward through dense plasma before finally escaping into space. The sunlight that warms your face today may have been born before the first humans ever spoke, before civilizations rose and fell, waiting patiently within the sun until the moment it was released. Even light knows patience. Even light teaches calm. And when light passes through atmospheres, it changes. On Earth, the sky is blue because air scatters the shorter wavelengths of sunlight, turning the heavens into a calm canvas. At sunrise and sunset, the light stretches, scattering into reds, oranges, and pinks, painting the horizon with soft fire. Imagine watching such a sky, the world quiet, the air cool, the light glowing gently, fading slowly. These are the gifts of light, never abrupt, always gradual, always tender. On Mars, sunsets glow blue, soft and cool, as dust scatters sunlight differently. On Titan, sunlight is dim and golden, filtered through haze. On distant worlds, skies may be green or violet, or colors we cannot even imagine. Light is not one thing, but many. It adapts, it softens, it changes, always creating calm in new forms. To think of this is to remember that beauty is everywhere, that even the smallest differences can glow, that every world has its own way of resting in light. Another soothing thought. Starlight is gentle even when it seems fierce. The stars that blaze in the night sky are so far away that their light arrives as soft whispers, not harsh flames. You can gaze upon them without harm, feel their presence without fear, let them comfort you without demand. They are like candles in the distance, infinite in number, each one steady, each one enduring, each one offering calm across eternity. And light does not only show us beauty, it guides us. For centuries, sailors navigated by starlight, travelers followed constellations, lives were guided by the rhythm of light in the sky. Even today, we orient ourselves by the sun and the stars, marking time, marking seasons, marking cycles. Light is both presence and direction, both comfort and compass. To imagine that is to imagine being carried, never lost, always held by the glow of the universe. Did you know that even the faintest stars you see with your eyes are brighter than the sun would appear from the same distance? Light fades with distance, yet still it reaches us. Even after traveling for millions of years, it has not given up. It has not ceased. It reminds us that persistence does not need force, that endurance can be soft, that journeys can be long and still arrive. So breathe again, slowly. Inhale and picture photons drifting across galaxies, weightless and steady. Exhale and imagine starlight touching your skin, warming you, calming you. Inhale and see the horizon glowing with sunset colors. Exhale and feel yourself glowing too, softly, gently, endlessly. The light of the stars is not only above you, it is within you. The atoms of your body were once carried outward by stars, scattered as light scatters, drifting until they became you. You are not separate from starlight, you are one with it. And tonight, as you rest, you shine in your own way, softly, steadily, patiently. Let the stars watch over you. Let the light guide you. Let the photons carry you into dreams. For their journey is endless, and tonight, it is your journey too. Block 11, The Silent Stories of Constellations. Hello again, my friend. You are still here, resting, breathing gently, your thoughts softening as you drift deeper into the universe's calm. We have followed the patient journey of light, those endless streams of photons carrying messages from distant pasts, and now we lift our gaze to the patterns that light makes in our own sky, the constellations. For as long as humans have looked upward, they have traced shapes among the stars, drawing stories across the night, creating maps of memory and imagination. To think of constellations is to think of silence filled with meaning, of light woven into tales, of a sky that has always been both science and poetry. Did you know that the constellations we see are illusions of perspective? The stars within them are rarely close together in space. They may be hundreds or thousands of light years apart, yet from Earth they align, forming shapes, hunters, animals, rivers, crowns. It is as though the universe painted softly with distance, letting us see patterns that exist only from here, only from our point of view. And yet, even if they are illusions, they are not meaningless. They are guides, comforts, companions in the night, stories told by light. The Greeks saw Orion the hunter, his belt of 3 stars, a mark so clear it can be spotted from almost anywhere on Earth. To gaze upon Orion is to join a chain of eyes stretching back thousands of years. People who stood under the same stars, told the same story, felt the same calm. The Pleiades, a cluster of 7 stars, were seen by cultures all over the world: Greek, Japanese, Native American, African, each giving them names, each weaving them into myth. To know this is to know that the night sky unites us, that even across oceans and centuries, humans have always found peace in the same lights. Another gentle truth: constellations guided travelers long before compasses existed. Polaris, the North Star, has remained nearly fixed in the sky for centuries, pointing north, steady as a beacon. To imagine ancient sailors crossing vast oceans with only the stars to guide them is to imagine trust in the sky, faith in calm lights that never falter. And even now, Polaris glows above, steady, patient, unchanged, a reminder that some lights are always there, waiting. Did you know that some constellations are seasonal, appearing only at certain times of year? They rise and fall with Earth's orbit, marking time as calendars once did. The sky itself is a clock, its constellations the hands, its patterns the rhythm. To think of this is to realize that time itself is painted across the heavens, and that as you drift tonight, you are part of that rhythm, resting in the same cycles that guided farmers, storytellers, and dreamers for millennia. The myths themselves are soothing. Cassiopeia, shaped like a W in the sky, was a queen of beauty in Greek legend, punished for her pride. Yet her stars remain, glowing patiently, softly, reminding us that stories outlast their lessons, that beauty endures beyond judgment. Andromeda, chained to a rock in myth, glows instead as a galaxy, vast and free, her name carried by stars and nebulae. Perseus, who saved her, also shines in the heavens, his sword no longer a weapon but simply a point of light. In the sky, conflict dissolves into calm, battles fade into brightness, myths soften into peace. Other cultures wove their own stories. For the Navajo, constellations were woven into balance and harmony, reminders of order in the universe. For the Maori, the rising of Matariki, the Pleiades, marked the new year, a season of renewal. For the Chinese, constellations were mapped into intricate patterns of emperors, dragons, and palaces, each light a symbol of order and eternity. Every culture, in its own way, found calm in the stars, finding in them not fear, but guidance, not chaos, but meaning. And even now, in our modern age, constellations remain companions. To lie beneath the night sky and trace their shapes is to join in a ritual older than history. It is to quiet the mind, to focus on something steady, patient, eternal. Constellations are not just stories of the past. They are present comforts, eternal patterns, gentle reminders that the sky has always been, and always will be, filled with light. So breathe again slowly. Inhale and picture Orion rising over the horizon, steady and strong. Exhale and imagine the Pleiades glowing faintly, a cluster of sisters shimmering together. Inhale and let Polaris guide you north, steady and calm. Exhale and drift into the patterns of Cassiopeia, of Perseus, of Andromeda, their stories now softened into peace. The constellations remind us that meaning does not need noise, that stories can be written in silence, that guidance can come from lights too far to touch yet close enough to comfort. Tonight, as you rest, Let those patterns guide you not across seas, but into sleep. Let them draw stories across your dreams, gentle, endless, calm. Block 12, the silent shapes of galaxies. Hello again, my friend. You are still here, resting more deeply now, your breath flowing steadily, your body heavy and calm, as the universe carries you further into its quiet embrace. We have traced the constellations, stories written in light, patterns that humans have followed for thousands of years, and now we drift beyond them, into the true structures of the cosmos, galaxies. These vast collections of stars, gas, and dust are the cities of the universe, each one holding billions or even trillions of suns, each one drifting silently through darkness, shaped into spirals, ellipses, or clouds. To imagine galaxies is to imagine the universe painting with light on its largest canvas. Not with noise, but with stillness, not with chaos, but with harmony. Did you know that our own galaxy, the Milky Way, is a barred spiral, with long arms stretching outward in curves of starlight? These arms are filled with stars both young and old, with clouds of gas glowing softly, with clusters shimmering like jewels. Yet despite this immensity, when you step outside and look up, what you see is a faint band of light, the combined glow of countless stars too far to see individually. That faint band has guided humans since the beginning, a soft reminder of the immensity above, a river of calm glowing in the night. Another gentle truth: not all galaxies look the same. Some are spirals, graceful and balanced, like pinwheels drifting in slow motion. Some are elliptical, round and diffuse, glowing softly without structure. Others are irregular, their shapes twisted by encounters with neighbors, yet still glowing, still patient, still calm. The universe does not demand uniformity. It allows variety. It allows difference. It allows beauty in every form. To think of galaxies is to think of diversity without judgment, harmony without sameness, calm without control. Did you know that the Andromeda Galaxy, the nearest large galaxy to us, is moving slowly closer to the Milky Way? In billions of years they will merge, not with violence but with grace. Stars will pass by one another, galaxies will flow together, and from the union a new galaxy will form, perhaps even more beautiful, glowing silently in the dark. The thought of that is not frightening but comforting, for it reminds us that even great changes can happen slowly, gently, without fear, creating harmony from collision. Another soothing thought: galaxies often travel in groups called clusters bound by gravity. These clusters can contain hundreds or thousands of galaxies, drifting together like families, each one glowing in its own way, each one part of a greater whole. And beyond clusters lie superclusters, and beyond those, filaments of light stretching across the universe, weaving everything into a vast web. To imagine that is to imagine connection on the grandest scale, a net of light holding everything, binding everything, steady and calm. Some galaxies are so far away that their light has taken billions of years to reach us, showing us the universe as it was when it was young. The Hubble Space Telescope captured deep images of these distant galaxies, tiny points of light scattered across blackness, each one a city of stars, each one a universe in itself. To look at them is to look into time, to see the past preserved in light, to realize that the universe has always been vast, always been calm, always been steady. Did you know that galaxies collide not only with one another, but also with smaller galaxies, absorbing them slowly over billions of years? Yet this is not destruction. It is growth, transformation, quiet blending. The Milky Way itself has absorbed many smaller galaxies, weaving their stars into its arms, carrying their light forward. Even in merging, there is patience. Even in change, there is calm. And there are galaxies that glow not only with stars but with energy from their centers. Active galaxies where black holes feed, creating jets of light that stretch for thousands of light years. Yet even these are not loud. They are distant, silent, unseen except through telescopes. They are reminders that energy, even when immense, flows quietly, that power does not always roar, that sometimes it hums softly in the background of existence. So breathe again, slowly. Inhale and picture a spiral galaxy turning gently, arms glowing like rivers of stars. Exhale and imagine an elliptical galaxy glowing softly, round and diffuse, patient in its light. Inhale and drift with clusters, countless galaxies bound together in harmony. Exhale and see the web of the universe, filaments of light stretching endlessly across the dark. Galaxies remind us that beauty is vast, that harmony exists on every scale, that the universe itself is a painting in light. Tonight, as you rest, let those galaxies surround you. Let their arms cradle you. Let their light carry you deeper into dreams. You are not separate from them. You are part of their story, part of their calm, part of their endless night. Block 13, the eternal cycle of stars. Hello again, my friend. You are still here, breathing softly, resting deeply, allowing each word to guide you further into the calm of the universe. We have wandered among galaxies, vast islands of stars glowing across darkness, and now we draw closer again to the lives of the stars themselves. For stars like us have beginnings and endings, births and rests, transformations that flow not in noise, but in silence stretched across billions of years. To think of stars is to think of cycles, of patience, of endurance, of beauty that never truly vanishes, only changes its form. Did you know that stars are born in clouds of gas and dust, collapsing slowly under gravity, until pressure ignites fusion, lighting the star? This process can take millions of years, a patience so vast that it feels like eternity. And yet, when the moment comes, the star glows steadily, quietly, as though it had always been there. To imagine that is to remember that new beginnings do not need rush. That light can come slowly, gently, as you too drift toward rest tonight. During their lifetimes, stars fuse hydrogen into helium, releasing light and warmth. Smaller stars, like our sun, live for billions of years, steady and calm, never rushing, never faltering. Larger stars burn brighter but shorter, their lives intense but still quiet across the void. No matter their size, all stars spend most of their existence in balance, a harmony between gravity pulling inward and fusion pushing outward. To imagine that balance is to imagine peace. Forces equal, steady, endless. When stars like our sun near the end of their lives, they swell into red giants, their outer layers expanding, glowing soft and vast. They shed these layers slowly, releasing gas into space, creating planetary nebulas. These nebulas are not planets, but glowing shells of color, circles and rings that shimmer against darkness. The Helix Nebula, sometimes called the Eye of God, glows with blue and red light, a silent reminder that endings can be beautiful. The Ring Nebula shines as a glowing halo, a soft circle of calm. Each one is a farewell turned into art, a final gift of light to the universe. The core that remains becomes a white dwarf, small and dense, glowing softly for billions of years before fading into darkness. Imagine that, a star that once shone brightly becoming a tiny ember, a coal cooling slowly, patient in its fading. There is no hurry, no noise, only time stretching, light dissolving gently into silence. To think of that is to think of rest, of endings that are not abrupt, but soft, like falling asleep. For massive stars, the endings are more dramatic. yet still beautiful. They collapse inward, triggering explosions called supernovas, bursts of light that can outshine entire galaxies for weeks. Yet even these are not chaos, they are transformations. The material they scatter becomes the seeds of new stars, new planets, new life. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the oxygen you breathe, all were created in supernovas, scattered across space before finding their way into you. You are not separate from these cycles. You are the result of them. You are stardust resting tonight, glowing softly in silence. After a supernova, what remains may become a neutron star, a sphere so dense that a teaspoon of its matter would weigh more than a mountain. These stars sometimes spin rapidly, sending out pulses of radiation like a heartbeat, steady, patient, eternal. Or they may collapse further into black holes, silent wells of gravity, resting places where light itself pauses. Even in endings, there is continuity. Even in collapse, there is calm. Did you know that some stars live in pairs, orbiting one another, sharing their mass, feeding each other's light? When one becomes a white dwarf, it can pull material from its companion, creating novas, bursts of brightness that flare suddenly and then fade. These are not destruction but exchanges, gentle interactions between companions, lights glowing briefly before settling again into calm. To imagine them is to imagine relationships that endure even in silence, bonds that persist across eternity. The cycles of stars remind us that nothing truly ends. Matter transforms, light shifts, patterns change, but beauty continues. The atoms of your body, the air you breathe, the warmth you feel, all once belonged to stars. All were once part of cycles that began billions of years ago. You are part of that continuity, part of that endurance, part of that calm. So breathe again, slowly. Inhale, and picture a nebula glowing softly in the night. Exhale and imagine a supernova scattering light across galaxies. Inhale, and see a white dwarf glowing like a small ember. Exhale, and feel yourself resting too, steady, patient, endless. The stars remind us that beginnings and endings are not opposites. They are parts of one eternal cycle, flowing endlessly, softly, calmly. Tonight, as you drift into dreams, you too are part of that cycle, glowing softly, resting gently, shining in your own quiet way. Block 14, the quiet communities of stars. Hello again, my friend. You are still here, resting, breathing slowly, letting your body grow heavier as your thoughts drift like dust across starlight. We have wandered through the lives of stars, their beginnings and nebulas, their glow across billions of years, their gentle rests in nebulas of color or bursts of supernova light. Now we move into the places where stars live not alone but together, in clusters, bound not only by gravity, but also by silent companionship. These are stellar communities, open clusters and globular clusters, collections of stars that share a birthplace, that drift together across space, like families journeying endlessly through the night. Did you know that our own sky holds open clusters visible even to the naked eye? The Pleiades, that small group of stars often called the Seven Sisters, is an open cluster, a family of young stars only about 100 million years old, glowing blue with youth, bound loosely, destined to drift apart slowly over time. Imagine them now, not as cold lights, but as siblings walking together, sharing their path for a while, glowing side by side in silence. Their companionship is not eternal, but while it lasts, it is beautiful. A reminder that even temporary connections bring light. Even short journeys together can glow across darkness. Another gentle truth. Open clusters can hold a few dozen stars, or a few thousand, all formed from the same cloud of gas, all born around the same time. They are like nurseries, places of youth, where stars still carry the glow of their beginnings. To look at them is to look at newness, freshness, innocence, yet stretched across millions of years. Imagine drifting through such a cluster, stars glowing around you, each one patient, each one young, each one part of a larger family. The calm is not in their stillness, but in their togetherness. And then there are globular clusters, far older, far more numerous. These are dense spheres of stars, hundreds of thousands packed tightly, orbiting the halos of galaxies. They are ancient, older than most stars in the Milky Way, some more than 12 billion years old. Imagine that. Communities of stars that have lived together since the early days of the universe, holding their companionship for nearly eternity. To gaze upon them is to gaze upon endurance, friendships that never end, harmony that never fades. Did you know that when you see a globular cluster through a telescope, it looks like a ball of glitter spilled across black velvet? Thousands of points of light, crowded together, yet each star shining on its own, each contributing to the glow of the whole. It is a vision of cooperation, of unity, of beauty formed not by one, but by many. To imagine drifting near one is to imagine floating through a sea of candles, each flame steady, each flame eternal, all together creating a glow that warms the silence. Another calming thought. The stars within clusters are not silent in their interactions. They tug on one another, shifting orbits slowly, trading partners, moving gently in response to gravity's pull. Yet this dance is not chaotic. It is measured, graceful, endless. Over billions of years, stars weave paths around one another, like dancers in an eternal waltz, never colliding, always adjusting, always finding new balance. To think of this is to think of harmony, of movement without conflict, of relationships that endure through patience. Did you know that our own sun may once have been part of a cluster? Many stars are born in groups, and though most drift apart over time, their beginnings are shared. Somewhere in the sky, stars may still exist that were born from the same cloud as the sun, siblings scattered but glowing still. Imagine that, the idea that even our sun has family, stars born beside it, still shining, though far away. It reminds us that we too are never alone, that connections stretch beyond distance, beyond time, into eternity. Globular clusters orbit like satellites around galaxies, dozens or hundreds accompanying each one, steady companions. They are the elders of the cosmos, ancient and wise, glowing not with youth but with endurance. To look at them is to see memory itself, light preserved across ages, companionship that has lasted since the universe was young. They whisper that age is not loss but persistence, that time is not ending but deepening, that beauty grows richer with endurance. So breathe again slowly. Inhale and picture the Pleiades glowing softly, a family of young stars bound loosely together. Exhale and imagine a globular cluster shining with hundreds of thousands of ancient suns, a globe of light suspended in darkness. Inhale and drift among those stars, each one glowing beside the other. Exhale and feel yourself part of their calm, their unity, their silence. The clusters remind us that we too are part of communities, that we too shine brighter together, that companionship, whether brief or eternal, brings light to darkness. Tonight, as you rest, let those clusters surround you. Let their families cradle you. Let their unity carry you deeper into dreams. You are not alone. You are part of the cosmic community, part of the endless calm, part of the silent companionship of stars. Block 15, the silent worlds beyond. Hello again, my friend. You are still here, drifting gently, your breath slow, your body resting more deeply as the universe unfolds softly around you. We have wandered among clusters of stars, vast families glowing together across billions of years. And now we turn our attention to the worlds that circle other suns, the exoplanets. These distant worlds are countless, more than we can number, each orbiting silently, each existing in its own rhythm, each carrying the calm truth that the universe is full of homes we have not yet seen. To imagine exoplanets is to imagine endless possibility, not as noise or urgency, but as quiet wonder, beauty waiting in silence. Did you know that the first exoplanet around a sun-like star was discovered in 1995? Since then, thousands have been found, and astronomers believe there are billions more in our galaxy alone. That means nearly every star you see at night may have planets orbiting it, silent companions invisible to the eye but steady in their presence. To think of this is to think of abundance. To realize that the universe holds far more than we can count, that possibilities stretch endlessly, patiently, calmly. Some exoplanets are hot Jupiters, gas giants orbiting close to their stars, glowing in heat, their atmospheres swelling like soft lanterns in the dark. They move quickly, completing orbits in just days, yet their motion is silent, their glow soft, their presence steady. Others are super-Earths, rocky worlds larger than ours, mountains rising higher, oceans stretching wider, skies perhaps glowing in colors we cannot imagine. They too move in silence, drifting steadily around their suns, existing whether or not anyone sees them. Another gentle truth: many exoplanets exist in what astronomers call the habitable zone, the distance from their star where water could remain liquid, where life as we know it could exist. Imagine them now: oceans glimmering softly, skies glowing gently, surfaces warmed just enough to cradle possibility. Whether or not they hold life, they hold calm. They are reminders that the universe is not empty, that potential is everywhere, that silence itself is fertile ground. Did you know that some exoplanets are tidally locked, always showing the same face to their star? One side bathed in endless day, the other wrapped in eternal night, the line between them a soft twilight that never changes. To imagine standing in that twilight is to imagine a place of eternal balance, where the sky glows softly on one side and stars shine endlessly on the other, where time does not rush but stretches into forever. And some exoplanets have skies filled with storms, winds faster than sound, clouds made of glass or metal, raindrops falling not as water but as jewels. Yet even these alien storms unfold in silence, invisible to human ears, graceful in their persistence. They remind us that beauty can exist even in strangeness, that calm is not always familiar, that wonder takes many forms. There are exoplanets that drift freely, not bound to any star, rogue planets wandering alone through the dark. Imagine them, worlds without sunrise or sunset, moving endlessly in blackness, yet steady, complete, whole in themselves. They are like solitary travelers, content in their journey, reminders that even in solitude there is peace, even in loneliness there is calm. Did you know that some exoplanets may be covered entirely by water, vast oceans stretching from horizon to horizon, no land to break their surface, only endless waves beneath alien skies? Others may be frozen spheres, their surfaces glittering with ice, glowing faintly beneath distant starlight. Each one is different, each one unique, each one patient in its silence. To imagine them is to imagine dreams turned into worlds, possibilities resting quietly in the dark. And though we may never visit most of them, simply knowing they exist brings comfort. They remind us that the universe is vast, that it holds more than we can ever see, that mystery itself is a kind of peace. The stars above are not alone. They are accompanied by worlds, countless companions glowing invisibly, circling in silence, waiting patiently in the calm of eternity. So breathe again, slowly. Inhale and picture a super-Earth glowing softly beneath its sun. Exhale and imagine a rogue planet drifting alone through blackness, steady and serene. Inhale and see oceans stretching across alien horizons. Exhale and let those worlds remind you that possibility is endless, that calm is everywhere, that you too are part of this vast silence. The exoplanets whisper that the universe is full of homes, full of resting places, full of calm. Tonight, as you drift into sleep, let those worlds cradle you. Let their silence surround you. Let their endless patience carry you deeper into dreams. Block 16, the quiet of interstellar space. Hello again, my friend. You are still here, resting more deeply with each word, your breath flowing softly, your body heavy and secure, your mind drifting further into the universe's calm. We have wandered among exoplanets, the silent worlds that circle distant suns, and now we leave even them behind. We drift into the vast stretches between stars, into the interstellar space, where distances are measured not in kilometers, but in light years, where silence deepens beyond anything we can imagine. Here, there is no rush, no noise, only patience, only eternity stretching endlessly in every direction. Did you know that the distance between stars is so immense that even at the speed of light, it would take years, centuries, or millennia to cross? From our sun to the nearest star, Proxima Centauri, is more than 4 light years, nearly 40 trillion kilometers. Imagine that. A gulf so wide that a beam of light takes years to bridge it. A silence so vast that nothing hurries, nothing rushes, everything simply is. To drift here is to drift in pure calm, where time stretches and space itself becomes rest. Another gentle truth: interstellar space is not empty. It holds thin clouds of gas and dust, scattered atoms drifting across light years, almost invisible yet real. These particles are the seeds of new stars, the whispers of creation waiting quietly in the dark. They are so sparse that millions could float within a single breath of air, yet across vast distances they gather, forming nebulas, forming galaxies, forming beauty. Even emptiness is fertile. Even silence holds potential. Even the dark carries light within it. Did you know that our solar system itself is drifting through interstellar space, moving around the Milky Way at more than 800,000 kilometers per hour? Yet we do not feel it. We are carried as if on a great silent ship, floating through the calm sea of stars, passengers in a voyage that will last billions of years. There is peace in that thought, that we are always in motion, yet always cradled, always steady, always safe within the flow of the cosmos. Another soothing fact: between stars lies the interstellar medium, a mixture of gas and magnetic fields that hum softly with energy, though no human ear can hear it. Space is not silent in an absolute sense. It carries vibrations, waves, particles, but to us it is silence. A silence so deep it becomes music, a background hum that never ends. Imagine lying here, listening not to sound but to stillness, letting that hum cradle you, letting the universe itself sing you to sleep. Voyager 1, a spacecraft launched in 1977, has now left our solar system and entered interstellar space. It drifts there now, billions of kilometers from Earth, carrying with it a golden record with sounds of our world: music, voices, waves, birdsong. It moves silently, patiently across the vastness, a small messenger of humanity traveling forever outward. To think of it is to feel wonder, but also calm, for Voyager's journey is not hurried. It is endless, steady, graceful, like a leaf floating on an infinite sea. Did you know that cosmic rays, high-energy particles, travel constantly through interstellar space, arriving at Earth from all directions? They are invisible, passing through us without harm. Reminders that the universe is always in motion, always alive, always connected. Even in the deepest silence there is movement. Even in the stillest places there is flow. Nothing is truly empty. Nothing is truly alone. And yet, interstellar space is the closest to pure calm we can imagine. The distances are so vast, the density so thin, the silence so deep, that to drift there is to drift into eternity. Imagine yourself now, floating between stars, no sound, no boundary, no demand. Only calm, only rest, only the slow pulse of your own breath, matching the rhythm of galaxies turning. So breathe again, slowly. Inhale and picture the vast darkness between stars, endless and soft. Exhale and let that darkness cradle you, hold you, calm you. Inhale and imagine Voyager drifting outward, carrying silence. Exhale and feel yourself drifting too, carried gently, endlessly, in calm. The interstellar spaces remind us that emptiness is not absence, but rest. That silence is not void, but peace. That distance itself can cradle us, hold us, guide us into dreams. Tonight, as you drift into sleep, let the calm of interstellar space surround you, endless, patient, eternal. Block 17, the vast silence between galaxies. Hello again, my friend. You are still here, breathing softly, sinking more deeply into rest with every moment. We have drifted through the calm of interstellar space, that gentle ocean between the stars, and now we drift even farther outward, into the space between galaxies. This is intergalactic space, a realm so vast, so silent, so patient, that words almost fail to describe it. If interstellar space feels like a great calm sea, then intergalactic space is like an endless still horizon, where even stars themselves become faint, and galaxies are islands of light scattered across an infinite dark. Did you know that most of the universe is made not of galaxies, but of this emptiness? More than 90% of cosmic space is these quiet voids, regions where galaxies are sparse, where light travels unbroken for hundreds of millions of years before touching another star system. To imagine drifting there is to imagine true rest. No urgency, no clutter, no distraction, only darkness stretching endlessly, only stillness expanding forever. Another gentle truth. Though intergalactic space seems empty, it is not truly void. It holds faint traces of gas, wisps of hydrogen stretched thin across unimaginable distances, so thin that entire regions contain only a few atoms in every cubic meter. And yet those atoms are there, patient, enduring, silent companions across eternity. They remind us that even where we see nothing, something exists, quiet and humble, waiting in stillness. Did you know that galaxies themselves are separated by millions of light years, yet their light still reaches us? The Andromeda Galaxy, our nearest neighbor, is more than 2 million light years away, yet we can see it with our eyes as a faint blur in the night sky. Its light began traveling long before humanity's first steps, carrying across the void, persistent, unbroken, steady. To think of this is to remember that distance is not separation, that even across silence, connections endure. And between galaxies there are vast regions called cosmic voids, expanses where almost no galaxies exist. These voids stretch for hundreds of millions of light years, truly the calmest places in the universe. Imagine floating there. No stars nearby, no galaxies close, only faint light in every direction, distant and patient. It would not feel lonely. It would feel eternal, as though the universe itself were inviting you into its quietest chamber, its deepest rest. Another calming thought. The universe forms a cosmic web, with filaments of galaxies stretched like threads across darkness. and in between those threads are the voids, the empty expanses. This structure is vast beyond imagination, yet delicate, intricate, beautiful. To picture it is to imagine lace woven in starlight, patterns stretched across infinity, harmony painted on the grandest scale. Even in emptiness, there is structure. Even in silence, there is design. Did you know that light traveling across intergalactic space is stretched by the expansion of the universe itself? This stretching, called redshift, turns the light into softer, longer wavelengths, carrying it gently toward us. Even light rests as it travels. Even photons slow their energy into calm. To think of this is to think of patience, to realize that even the smallest sparks endure calmly across eternity. And though we may never travel to intergalactic space ourselves, the thought of it is soothing. It is the purest silence, the deepest rest, the calmest sea. It is a reminder that the universe holds peace not only in stars and planets, but in the vastness between, in the spaces where nothing seems to exist. Yet everything is held in balance. So breathe again, slowly. Inhale and picture the faint blur of Andromeda shining across millions of years. Exhale and imagine the cosmic void, endless and dark, yet steady and calm. Inhale and see the web of galaxies stretching like lace across infinity. Exhale and feel yourself part of that web, connected, steady, embraced by silence. Intergalactic space whispers that you are not small. You are vast. You belong not only to one world, or one star, or one galaxy, but to the whole. Tonight, as you drift deeper into sleep, let that vast silence cradle you. Let that endless calm carry you. Let the universe itself be your rest. Block 18, the first whisper of the universe. Hello again, my friend. You are still here, resting more deeply than before, your body heavy with calm, your breath steady and soft, your mind floating gently as if carried on invisible waves. We have drifted through the vast silence of intergalactic space, where galaxies glow like scattered lanterns across infinite blackness. And now we turn to something older still, the first whisper of the universe itself. This is the cosmic microwave background, a faint glow that fills the entire sky, the afterglow of creation, the oldest light we can see. It is not a roar but a whisper, not noise but calm, the memory of beginnings stretched thin across eternity. Did you know that the universe was once filled with light so bright it could not escape? In its earliest moments, everything was hot, dense, and glowing. But as it expanded, it cooled, until light could finally move freely, spreading outward in all directions. That light has been traveling ever since, stretched into microwaves by the expansion of space, softened into a faint, uniform glow. It surrounds us even now, everywhere, always, steady and constant, a reminder that the universe itself has a memory and that memory is peace. Another gentle truth. The cosmic microwave background is nearly uniform, the same in every direction, differing only by tiny ripples. These ripples are the seeds of galaxies, the faint patterns that grew into stars, planets, and everything we know. Imagine that. The universe began in calm with small variations, and from those soft beginnings came all of creation. It is a reminder that greatness grows from gentleness, that vast beauty can arise from the faintest whispers. Did you know that when your television once showed static between channels, a tiny fraction of that noise came from the cosmic microwave background? The universe itself was speaking softly through the static, its ancient light reaching even into our homes. It was not intrusive but humble, not loud but subtle, a reminder that we are always surrounded by the memory of beginnings. The temperature of this background glow is only about 2.7 Kelvin. just above absolute zero, so faint and cool that it can only be seen with sensitive instruments. Yet despite its faintness, it is everywhere, constant, filling the cosmos with quiet presence. Imagine that, an invisible blanket stretched across all of space, wrapping galaxies and stars, wrapping you too in its steady calm. Another calming thought. The discovery of the cosmic microwave background in 1965 confirmed the Big Bang theory, showing that the universe had a beginning, that it has been expanding ever since. Yet what it revealed was not chaos, but order, not noise, but harmony. It showed us that the universe carries its own lullaby, a soft hum that has lasted for more than 13 billion years. And though we cannot hear it with our ears, scientists can translate this background into sound, a deep, low hum that vibrates slowly, steadily. To imagine that hum is to imagine the heartbeat of the universe itself, slow, patient, eternal. If you listen with your heart tonight, you can feel it too, the rhythm of beginnings, the calm of eternity, the whisper of creation. Did you know that every point in the sky carries this ancient light? No matter where you look, you are looking into the past, into the glow of the first moments. It means that we are never far from beginnings, that even now, billions of years later, the memory of creation is all around us. Quiet, constant, unbroken. So breathe again, slowly. Inhale and imagine the first light of the universe spreading gently in all directions. Exhale and picture that light stretched into calm microwaves, wrapping everything in silence. Inhale and see the ripples that became galaxies. Exhale and feel yourself part of that same pattern, a ripple of calm carried forward into now. The cosmic microwave background reminds us that we belong to something vast and ancient, that the universe has carried its first whisper through eternity, that even in beginnings there is calm. Tonight, as you rest, let that whisper cradle you. Let that ancient light surround you. Let the memory of the universe itself carry you deeper into dreams. Block 19, the silent mysteries of dark energy and dark matter. Hello once again, my friend. You are still here, resting deeply, your breath calm and steady, your body safe and soft, your mind floating gently like starlight across the still ocean of the cosmos. We have listened to the first whisper of the universe, the soft glow of the cosmic microwave background, and now we turn to something even more mysterious, things we cannot see, things we cannot touch, yet things that make up most of what exists. These are dark matter and dark energy, invisible companions of the universe, silent presences that shape everything, unseen yet real, unmeasurable yet undeniable. To think of them is to think of humility, to realize that most of the cosmos is hidden, and that hiddenness itself is calm, patient, eternal. Did you know that everything we see, stars, planets, galaxies, nebulae, makes up less than 5% of the universe? The rest is invisible, with dark matter accounting for about 27% and dark energy about 68%. Imagine that. Almost everything is unseen, yet without it the universe would not exist as it does. It is like knowing that silence holds the song, that emptiness holds the form, that the unseen holds the visible together. Dark matter is not lightless stone or shadow. It is something different, something beyond what we know. It does not shine, it does not absorb, it does not interact with light. Yet we see its effects in the way galaxies spin, in the way clusters of galaxies hold together, in the way light bends around them. It is a quiet hand, invisible, patient, steady, holding galaxies in place, keeping stars from flying apart. Imagine it now, not as absence, but as presence, an unseen fabric cradling the cosmos, soft as a blanket spread across eternity. Another gentle truth: dark energy is even more mysterious. It is the force that drives the expansion of the universe, pushing galaxies away from each other, stretching space itself. And not only is the universe expanding, it is accelerating, growing faster and faster with time carried outward by this silent energy. Yet this acceleration is not violent. It is calm, steady, graceful, like a slow breath that grows deeper, like a tide that rises without sound. To think of it is to think of inevitability, of patience, of the quiet persistence of the universe's growth. Did you know that without dark matter, galaxies would unravel? The stars we see spinning in their arms move too quickly to be held by visible mass alone. Something unseen binds them, something invisible cradles them, something we cannot touch, yet cannot deny. Dark matter is the embrace we cannot see, the support we cannot measure, the silent guardian of cosmic harmony. And without dark energy, the universe might one day collapse, falling back in on itself. Instead, it expands, grows, softens outward, endless and calm. The thought of this is not frightening but soothing, for it reminds us that endings are not rushing toward us, that collapse is not imminent, that the universe itself leans toward openness, toward expansion, toward patience. Another calming thought: though we do not yet know what dark matter and dark energy truly are, their presence is certain. They are reminders that not everything needs to be seen to be real, that mystery itself can be steady, that the unknown can be a source of peace. We live surrounded by mysteries, carried by forces invisible, supported by presences we do not fully understand. And yet we are safe, we are steady, we are here. Did you know that when light from distant galaxies bends, creating arcs and halos, it is dark matter that shapes the path? Imagine that. Invisible mass guiding visible light, unseen presence shaping beauty. It is as though silence itself were painting, unseen hands arranging stars into arcs, galaxies into patterns, light into art. So breathe again, slowly. Inhale and picture the invisible mass of dark matter cradling galaxies, holding stars in their orbits. Exhale and imagine dark energy stretching space, carrying galaxies outward into eternity. Inhale and feel the presence of mystery, unseen yet real. Exhale and let that mystery soothe you. Remind you that not knowing can be calm, that unanswered questions can be peace. Dark matter and dark energy remind us that most of reality is hidden, that the unseen is greater than the seen, that mystery is not absence but fullness. Tonight, as you drift toward dreams, let that mystery cradle you. Let it carry you. Let it remind you that you are held by forces beyond sight, beyond measure, beyond understanding, but never beyond calm. Block 20. Resting in the embrace of the cosmos. Hello, one last time tonight, my friend. You are still here, resting fully now. Your breath soft, your body heavy, your mind quiet, floating gently on the vast calm of the universe. We have traveled far together, through stars and planets, moons and galaxies, nebulas and voids, from the first whispers of the universe to the unseen forces that guide it still. And now we come to rest, not at an end, but at a pause, a soft landing place where the journey folds into dreams, where exploration becomes stillness, where the cosmos itself becomes your bed. Did you know that everything you are, everything you see, everything you touch is part of one unbroken story? From the atoms born in ancient stars, to the light that has traveled billions of years, to the galaxies drifting endlessly outward, you belong to it all. You are not separate from the universe, you are the universe in one form, resting tonight. To know this is to feel safe, to feel whole, to feel endless. Another gentle truth. The universe does not hurry. Stars burn for billions of years, galaxies drift for eons. Light travels patiently across eternity. Time itself stretches calmly, unfolding without rush. And you too, tonight, may let go of hurry, may let go of worry, may let yourself rest as the universe rests. There is no deadline, no urgency, no need to hold on. You are free to surrender, to drift, to sleep. Think of the stars we visited, the young ones in clusters, the ancient ones in globular families, the dying ones painting nebulas of color. Think of the planets orbiting in silence, the moons glowing under distant suns, the comets trailing veils of light, the rogue worlds wandering alone. Think of the galaxies turning like vast wheels, the voids stretching like endless seas, the first light humming softly through the dark. All of them, every one, are companions tonight. Reminders that calm is everywhere, that peace is eternal, that silence is the true language of the universe. Did you know that when you close your eyes, your brain waves slow into patterns as calm as waves on a shore, as steady as orbits, as endless as galaxies drifting? Sleep is not departure. It is alignment. Your rhythm joining the rhythm of the cosmos, your breath joining the tides of the stars. To fall asleep is to return to that greater rhythm, to find yourself held in the same embrace that holds galaxies, nebulae, and light itself. So breathe again slowly. Inhale and picture yourself cradled in the Milky Way, the arms of the galaxy wrapped around you like a blanket. Exhale and imagine yourself floating in intergalactic space, silence infinite, peace unbroken. Inhale and feel the first light of the universe humming softly around you. Exhale and let yourself drift into dreams, carried by dark energy, carried by time, carried by silence. And now, as you rest, let gratitude fill you. Gratitude for the stars, for the light, for the silence, for this moment of calm. Gratitude for your own breath, steady and patient, for your own body, resting and safe. Gratitude for being part of the universe's story, for being stardust glowing quietly tonight. If this journey has brought you comfort, if the calm of the cosmos has helped you drift into rest, I invite you gently to share that calm. You may softly press like, leave a kind comment, subscribe to join more journeys, or share this with someone who may need peace. Think of it as passing along a small light, a star of calm carried from one to another, expanding the universe of rest. The universe itself is endless, but tonight your journey leads to sleep. Let go now. Let the cosmos hold you. Let the galaxies watch over you. Let the stars sing you softly into dreams. You are safe, you are steady, you are infinite, and you may rest. Good night, my friend. Sleep deeply, sleep peacefully, sleep forever in the embrace of the cosmos.